It's Thursday, August 2nd, 2018, and it's time for V10 Sports. So it's time for the Week 8 predictions for the CFL. Do you realize that the NFL is starting today? That's a thing. The NFL is, the Hall of Fame game is today. I think Chicago versus Pittsburgh. It's like, I will be covering the NFL, but I'm also going to cover the CFL also. So I'll just separate the videos. I'll do NFL and CFL, different videos, just so that people that want to see CFL stuff can watch it, people that want to watch NFL stuff can watch it, and people that want to watch both can watch both. Wow. So what a world we live in. So let's jump right into this. This is the week of new starting quarterbacks. Starting with the first game, Ottawa at Toronto. Ottawa is favored by 6.5. And Toronto is starting a new quarterback, McLeod Bethel Thompson. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? McLeod Bethel Thompson. I'm going to call him MBT. McLeod Bethel Thompson. MBT. I don't know. Maybe. But McLeod Bethel Thompson is going to start for Toronto, putting Franklin onto the bench. Franklin was only really effective against his former team, the Edmonton Eskimos. The other teams he faced, not as much. So it was one of those things I kind of looked at. I said, I wonder if he's only really going to be good against his former team. And he pretty much proved that, yeah, that's all he was. But Ottawa's going to come in there, and they're going to. They're leading the East right now with 8 points at 4-2, and they're going to face Toronto 1-5 with 2 points. It still boggles my mind that the former Grey Cup champions are only 1-5. Now I get it, they lost Ricky Ray, and now they're just scrambling to find. But what happened to the rest of you? But so in Toronto, going with McLeod Bethel Thompson, Harris has been playing solid the whole year. I'm still going to go Ottawa in this game. I think McLeod Bethel Thompson is, he's got some. I guess he's played on some NFL. He's been on some NFL rosters, and he's been in the Arena League, and he's been in the CFL. He's kind of bounced all over the place. But I would take Ottawa in this game. Ottawa's got 3 more victories, and they seem like just a little bit better of a team. But like I said, I don't know anything compared to what I know in the NFL, and even that, I don't know that much about that either. But I'm still going to take Ottawa to beat Toronto. Now, I'm actually above 500 on my picks. I'm 6-5. That's right, because last week I went 3-1. So I'm 6-5. So I'm trying to stay. If I go 2-2, I stay above 500. If I go 3-1, I get even better. But right now I'm 6-5. So hopefully this will make me 7-5. Now, there's 2 Thursday games today. On the same day as Chicago facing Baltimore. Baltimore's not Pittsburgh, it's Baltimore. In the Hall of Fame game. I'm sure there are people that are going to be screaming at the beginning of the video, it's Baltimore! Baltimore! Did you know that the Baltimore Stallions were a CFL team that actually won a Grey Cup? Only American team to win a Grey Cup. The Baltimore Stallions. I think later on they become the Montreal Alouettes. I think. Then the next game is Saskatchewan versus Edmonton. This is another quarterback change. Saskatchewan gets Collaros back. They've already said that Collaros will play. They said Bridge could get in. So, yeah, Bridge, he bridged the gap fairly well, pun intended. But, Saskatchewan's not a slouch. Saskatchewan's having a pretty good year at 3-3. So for them to lose their starting quarterback, still be 3-3, and getting your starting quarterback, Collaros, back, that can help them, but it's in Edmonton. You're facing up against Riley. Also another, I tell you, the odds makers in Vegas, or whoever is making the odds, they love 6.5. Love it. 6.5 points. It's almost like they're not watching Canadian football. They just say, give them 6.5. Don't give them a touchdown. Give them 6.5. Don't give them 7, 6.5, maybe 6. 6.5. So Saskatchewan at Edmonton. Riley, it's in Edmonton. It's probably the only reason I'm going to pick. I think Collaros has been out a while. So Although he did have a thing on it because they asked Caleros, is there any rust on you, or are you worried about the rust? And he goes, well, there's no rust on me. And it just kind of looked at him. So it's like, it's true. He's a human being and he has no rust on him, so it's good. But I think Edmonton will win this game. I think Riley will have a big game like he's been having. I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the CFL. So I would say Edmonton probably wins that game as well. Then, of course, we're going to move on to the game that probably everybody's going to be really paying attention to, and that includes people down here in America. Hamilton versus Montreal in Montreal. And, of course, we know why. We know why. That's right. We want to see if Masoli can finally throw a touchdown pass. No, not kidding. He's thrown 5 of them. He's just thrown 6 interceptions, though. But Hamilton versus Montreal, Johnny Manziel's getting his first start. Now, I already did a whole video on this, so I'm not going to go too much into it. It's like I got a whole video that's on the channel. It's like if you want to watch it, I think it's just the previous video on Manziel starting. So basically, I have to now come down with who do I think is going to win. They've got Hamilton favored by 7. And Johnny Manziel is coming in. There's going to be a lot of emotion in this game. There are going to be a lot of people up on high. Who's going to have more emotion? Who is going to make the better plays? Now, by what a lot of people have been saying is Manziel's looked pretty good in practice, but practice and the game are 2 completely different things. And Hamilton, they're on their heels. They're backpedaling a little bit. They're not. They started off the season pretty good. When I saw how they were starting the season, I thought this might be a team to contend with. And then they're reeling a little bit. They're not playing super good right now. In fact, I'm gonna check some I'm gonna check something just real quick here, because I think they've actually, if I look at this right, they've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 3 in a row by a combined total of, it looks like, we'll do a quick 52, 70. You're looking at about 70 to 48. So they've been giving up a lot of points, and they're not scoring a lot of points. And this is a guy, like I said, Masoli's thrown for over 1,900 yards. He's averaging over 300 yards a game. The team has lost 3 straight. They're going into Montreal. That crowd is going to be up. It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be a very tough environment for Hamilton. So once again, quick advantage. Does it go to Manziel? Does it go to Hamilton for knowing Manziel? I think Manziel probably spent more time watching Hamilton's defense than Hamilton's defense watched Johnny, because they didn't have a lot of opportunity to watch Johnny. But you're still talking, it's probably going to be a brought back playbook. I don't know if Manziel will play the whole game, if they'll flip him out with Adams, maybe on certain plays. I don't know. I mean, it could be an alternating thing. I don't know for sure. You never know. CFL, Sherman does seem like an old school coach, and he's going to stick with a guy for the whole game. So if he's got Manziel in there, he's probably going to sink or swim with him. But if Manziel can pull this game off, they could potentially be tied for second place in the East Division, which could really, really, that basically puts Montreal right into this playoff hunt. And if Manziel if Manziel plays really, really well and can lead Montreal, maybe he can get him into the playoffs. And if he can get into the playoffs, anything can happen. But who am I taking? I'm stalling. That's what all of this is. It's stalling. Because I sat here and I'm looking at the game, and I've been looking at it, and I've been thinking about it. And I'm going to go to BC Lions versus Calgary. You see that? I'm not going to pick the game just yet. No. I'm going to pick BC versus Calgary, because this one's easy for me. Calgary. I'm taking Calgary. I like BC's quarterback, Travis Lelay. I think it's Lelay. I like him. He's thrown for 651 yards in his last 2 games, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Solid. He is playing really, really well. But Calgary's undefeated. Now, they're giving Calgary 11.5 points. That might be a bit much. I think BC will keep this a little bit closer. I know it's in Calgary. Bo Levi Mitchell, very good quarterback. I'll still take Calgary, but I think BC keeps it a little bit closer. Now, Calgary's defense is really good. So we may see, maybe Lillai gets exposed a little bit. Maybe he doesn't have quite as good of his game. Maybe he doesn't throw for over 300 yards in this game. But I'm easily going to take Calgary in this one, which means, I'm sorry, Calgary, your undefeated season's going to be over, because I'm very confident you're going to win. I apologize to all the Calgary fans, I really do. But I'm picking them. So we'll go back to Hamilton versus Montreal. It's like the gut actually tells me to take Hamilton in this game. My gut has been telling me that it's like Hamilton's going to sneak one out. And then it sits there and says, you're just hungry, eat something. And then I eat something and I go, well, maybe Montreal can do it because Manziel will be good. But then the other, just like I said, tough game for me to pick. But you got to make the pick. So Hamilton is being given 7 points. The odds makers still have them favored by 7. But I'm going to say Montreal pulls this one out. I'm going to say that Hamilton is still reeling. I don't think they're playing super well. I think it was Poor Metaphor on my channel. He was commenting. He says that Hamilton's got one of the worst run defenses. And I think Sherman is probably going to try to run the ball. And Manziel is a very athletic quarterback, which could cause a lot of problems for the Hamilton defense as well. So with all of that, I think Sherman will take great care in making sure he puts Manziel in a place that he can succeed. And I think Manziel and the Montreal Alouettes will succeed. I think it's going to be close. I think both teams will probably play very well on offense. I really think that. I think Masoli will have a good game. I think Manziel will have a good game. I think they will keep him. I think every once in a while, it's like they'll let Manziel really take his shots because, why not? He's got a good arm. So I'm going to take in Ottawa versus Toronto. I'm going Ottawa. In Saskatchewan versus Edmonton, taking the Eskimos. BC versus Calgary. Calgary, pretty much no-brainer for me, even though BC is playing better and Lillai is playing really good. Lillai or Lillay. I mean, it's like I really need to think of how that name. It's like it gets said so fast sometimes. Hamilton and Montreal. I'm going to take Montreal. Not by much, but I am going to take Montreal. So there's the picks. Ottawa, Edmonton, Montreal, Calgary. I'm almost going chalk on all of the home teams, and last time I did that, I went 1-2, I think. Or I went 1-3. I might have went 1-3. I can't remember. I did bad. I went 1-2 or something like that. But I'm not going all chalk on it. I am taking Ottawa to beat Toronto. So let me know what you think of those picks. Let me know your picks. Who do you think's going to win? I know that I know that William 1666. He's going to be picking Montreal to probably destroy. He's going to be picking them to destroy Hamilton. I don't think it'll be that big of a margin, but I do still think Montreal will win this game. So let me know down in the comments below what you think. And with all that being said, poorly, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.